Greetings to you, brethren and sisters. Welcome back to the channel. It's your man, the GH Hatsman. Today, we're going to talk about the grave looters, the grave diggers at the Osu Cemetery. We're going to talk about them. What's happening there? They are selling grave plots for people, breaking into people's graves and selling the plots for their own benefits. We're going to talk about that.
Okay, let's go.
So we're going to talk about the grave looters at the Osu Cemetery. People are breaking into people's graves just to sell the plot for another person to be buried there. Let's look into that.
Me is the Osu Cemetery, a place meant to be the resting place of the dead, but now bears clear signs of disturbance. Scattered across parts of the cemetery are signs of collapsed slabs and broken tombstones, showing clear signs of possible interference. Earlier reports indicate that some miscreants have been involved in the illegal exhumation of bodies and the sale of burial places to unsuspecting families. In response, the Korle-Klottey Municipal Assembly has suspended all burials at the Osu Cemetery with immediate effect for a period of 2 months with supervision. The Assembly says it has deployed security personnel to the site to enhance monitoring and arrest those involved in the illegal activities.
The Assembly will deploy additional personnel and strengthen the on-site supervision to enhance monitoring and security arrangements at the Osu Cemetery. These measures are intended to prevent further illegal access, grave desecration, and unauthorized activities within the cemetery.
So early this morning,
premises.
Sunday, the 8th of February, the special task force set out by the Korle Municipal Assembly caught up with these guys. And they were also assisted by the cemetery sexton. So this task force and the sexton managed to get 2 of these guys, the grave looters. So one, Eric Cannon and Joseph Donko, were apprehended. 2 guys were caught. They were caught in an act looting some graves, and they were handed over to the police. They were handed over to the Osu Police Service to look into this issue, to investigate and further prosecute these 2, to serve as a deterrent, as a warning to actually stay away from this heinous crime, this unlawful, this unspeakable act of digging into people's graves without giving respect to the cultural and moral values of that community. This is really very bad. This is bad. And I say kudos to the Kokma, the Korle Municipal Assembly, for taking the initiative to stop this from happening. Going forward, there should be special security at the cemetery to monitor all this, because these guys usually go in there in the name of hustling to feed themselves, hustling to feed their families, to dig graves, to be paid. That's fair. Go to the extent of committing this crime by digging and breaking into people's tombs is uncalled for. It's totally unacceptable. So it is high time they are dealt with. These guys must be dealt with in the right way. Possibly send them to court and jail them to serve as a sign, to serve as a warning to the others to stay away from it. Some go in there in the name of going there to hustle, to find hands, to make hands meet. They end up smoking weed and stuff like that in there. This is something that we all know within the community. No one can deny that. If you really live there, I've lived there all my life. I know what goes on there. So these things must be taken a very critical look at. Some even go to the extent of defecating on some of these tombs. Yes, they defecate on the tombs. I have been there, I've seen it. I remember when I was a kid, I was about 14, 15-year-old. We went in there to fetch water. You know, normally when there is this water shortages and stuff like that, we go everywhere just finding ways and means of getting some source of water just to bath to go back to school. So we went in there at dawn, I think around 2:30, 3 a.m. to talk to the watchman, the security man there, who usually helps us fetch some water. And we saw people go in there to do their own thing. Some go in there and defecate. There has been numerous instances where the assemblyman and some policemen have gone in there to chase people out from doing this abominable act. So all I'll say is it is a very positive move by the Kokma to tackle this issue heads on.
Easy is the municipal chief executive of the Korle Lotte Municipal Assembly.
All burials at the Osu Cemetery are hereby put on hold. Will be put on hold in the next 2 months. This suspension applies to the general public. However, burial for indigents will be permitted under strictly controlled procedure.
To take a cool. They should sit back and, let's say, they should readjust things and see how best they can judge all things to make sure that everything goes as planned.
To me, it's okay.
If they want to carry out investigations into the alleged illegal exhumations, we are fine. It will be very disturbing if I return to visit the tombstone of my late mother and find out she has been exhumed.
For families with their loved ones buried here, the Assembly says their directive is to restore dignity to the final
The
place.
chief executive did the right thing by suspending burial. But one other thing is, like he said, some families should be considered. People living in a community should be allowed to bury their loved ones, because keeping those bodies in preservation for a very long time acts as an extra cost to the family. So that should be taken very good look into, to allow them bury their loved ones, while suspension generally should be ongoing to certain categories of people. But the indigents in the community must be allowed to bury their own. That's what I think. You can put your comments down there and hit the like button, and also subscribe if you want to see more of this on this channel. Let's have a forum, let's have a discussion. Put your opinions and your suggestions in there, and we'll talk again in the next video. See ya.